Today on Dry Crow Studios, we do a high gain amp shootout between the Peavey JSX, the Joe Satriani signature amp, and the Mesa Boogie 3-channel 100 watt, so not the multi-watt, dual rectifier. So I do want to reiterate here that this is a high gain amp shootout. So you're not going to hear any cleans, you're not going to hear any like breakups or mild jazz or anything like that. It's a high gain geared towards metal. I also made the decision to boost both amps with an Ibanez TS9 for both sound samples. You don't generally have to boost either amp. However, when I was recording, it was definitely a little more pleasing when I was engaging the TS9 in boost mode. But I do have two sound samples for you today. The first of which is a somewhat balanced EQ with the XXX on the crunch channel, and the second of which is a more scooped setting with the XXX on the ultra channel, both of which are in drop C. All right, so there you go. There is the Shootout high gain shootout between the Peavey JSX Joe Satriani signature amp and the Mesa Boogie 3-channel 100-watt dual rectifier. So again, that's not the multi-watts, the version before the multi-watt. So it's at this point in the video where I do like to go over kind of what I've gained from doing a shootout like this. Now, the JSX, a lot of people do say it matches really well with the dual rectifier, and I tend to agree with that. It doesn't have that exact dual rectifier tone, which some people do tend to believe. However, it does have its own type of sound. The crunch channel itself, whether it's boosted or not boosted, is a really good rhythm tone. And the ultra channel kind of gets a little more saturation, especially with a TS9 involved. And that for the leads can kind of give you a little bit of a boost. So it can kind of act like it's a solo channel if you're matching the volumes and EQ the same. Both amps, I think, pair really well, either together with different EQ types, or paired with something like, I always say, a Marshall JCM 800. With a Marshall JCM 800, because of the mids that are in that amp, it would help. Both amps would kind of work together to fill in spots where one lacks or one isn't kind of performing to its highest in that frequency. Now, there's going to be some people out there that ask me why I haven't really made too many videos with the JSX, and there's a really good reason as to why. The JSX is a Peavey product, so what that means is generally around once a year, and I know there's going to be people that are like, oh, I have had Peavey amps for years and I've never had to clean them. But the pots generally do get rather dirty, and that'll actually interfere with the usability of the amp. Basically, what I've had for the last little bit was if you would try to adjust the volume or adjust the gain or anything like that, it would kind of just seem like it's losing power because the potentiometers they were just really, really dirty. So it was one of those amps where I was just like, I'll hold off on it, because I have quite a few Peavey amps, and it's annoying because you have to take the chassis out, and then you have to get a contact cleaner and clean everything, and then put everything back. So you generally have to do that like around once a year, once every 2 years. But that's kind of the reason as to why you haven't seen a lot of videos with the JSX. I'll probably end up doing like a XXX, maybe a Valve King and like a DSL 100 and comparisons like those. But yeah, it's kind of just why you haven't seen the JSX. Anyway, that's really all I got to say. I'm very happy and very fortunate that I own both of these amps and all of the gear that I do own. And yeah, that's very, 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 very happy. Bye.